strawberry. You know what I mean? Like, it's not... Normally, I'm not like, oh, shit, there's only fucking 3 of us when I'm on my car ride home and then thinking about what we're going to do.
Decided that you're going to get to abuse my character through his backstory. Awesome.
Well, it's not technically going to be an origin story just because that's just not what it's going to be, but it's going to be a weird thing. It should be fun.
Very centric.
Hopefully. Being such a pain. Stay on your own side.
Who are you talking to, Brian?
Well, whoever it was, it obviously killed him, so...
Right? The fuck?
Stay on your own side, closet demon.
Oh, fuck. Okey-dokey.
So can everybody hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Awesome.
Lost him.
Are you ready, Brian?
I'm having issues. Hold on. Okay.
Oh, gotta change my nickname again because now I am not playing as...
Brian, it doesn't have to be streamed if you can't get it to work, bud.
No, I said I'm ready.
Oh, okay, my bad. All right. So, Teaberry, the last thing that you remember is you were pointing this gun at this chitinous black creature that was running around on all fours, and it had a long tail, and you're pretty positive that it just killed Jared Benantman. But when you wake up, you're in like this field, and and there's a canopy of trees above you, and you kind of tip your head up and you look around and you can see that there are 2 other Aarakocra that are also laying on the ground, but they don't appear to be awake yet. And it seems like you're in a temperate forest or something similar to that, because all of the trees seem to be deciduous, and there's a lot of like almost rotted away leaves that look like they would have fallen away maybe even a couple of seasons or years back. You're not quite sure, but it appears as though there are seasons here, and you think that you're probably in either spring or fall, but the beginning of fall or the end of spring, because it's fairly warm and you don't really feel cold at all. What would you like to do, Teaberry?
Teaberry just kind of sits up and looks around and just next to him, trying to think if he's ever even seen another Aarakocra before. I think he has, because he wasn't raised by them. So he like kind of looks at his feather hands, and then looks at them. Picks up one by like the wrist. Flips it again. And then he just hauls off and like slaps it in the face.
All right, Brian. Your character, Crow Bronwyn. You get slapped in the face, and you kind of wake up, and you look up, and you see your friend Teaberry looking down at you.
You said we're in a field?
Yeah, you're in a temperate forest, in a field in the forest that you know of as the Cloudtop Forest, I guess. I don't know. Who cares?
What? Where are we?
Okay, so first of all, what's this we nonsense? Who are you?
What are you talking about?
Why do you look like me?
I don't look like you. Look at our feathers. Mine are brown.
So are mine. I'm a falcon.
Oh. Mine are black. I'm gonna get up and look around, and then how dense is this forest?
Not super dense, because you're, like I said, there's a lot of tree cover. Like the canopy is blocking out some of the sun, but there's still a bunch of god rays that are kind of coming down around you. But it's not really that dense. I would say that there's maybe a tree every 10 feet or so, and there's a lot of ferns and whatnot. But again, it's not like it's so dense that you'd need like a machete or something to get through it. And Tinderfoot, you're awake now, and you see your good buddies Crow and Teaberry are conversing about something.
Oh, hi guys. Wait, what are we doing here anyway?
Do I know? I don't think I do. I don't know why you guys are asking me. I don't even know who you guys are.
I'm hurt. Frankly, I thought we were best friends, Teaberry.
Teaberry slaps him.
Crying.
Then just like gives one big flap and lands in one of the trees. Just goes, how do you... My name is not Teaberry. Berry tea.
No, it's not Teaberry.
Did you say
I
Barity?
know better.
Berry tea.
Barity.
He's not very smart.
Okay. Clearly, we've been drugged. The thing to do here is we all need to make ourselves vomit. And I'm going to stick one of my wings down my throat.
What?
Gross. Thanks for the Foley. Teaberry, you said that you're up in a branch right now?
Yes.
Make me a perception check, please.
Perception, that'll be 11.
So you're looking around and you kind of hop up to a higher branch and then keep hopping up to higher branches. And it seems to you like this forest might extend in perpetuity.
Trees don't end. The trees do not end. This is not a natural place.
Well, I could have told you that one. Anyway, anybody up for some food? I'm kind of hungry.
I could go for something.
Sure, why not?
Okay. And I'm going to use wild shape to take the form of a dire wolf.
All right.
I'm pretty sure I can do that. Yep. CR is perfect for it. Okay. And do you want me to send you the stats for
No.
dire wolf? Okay. Okay, and I'm gonna start sniffing around for any nearby animals and try to pick up on any tracks I can.
So either make me a survival or perception, whichever you're better at as a wolf.
Okie dokie. I believe it is perception.
I'm going to look over and see a wolf. And all my feathers are going to go...
The car alarm.
Fucking Sean. Immediately on it, like, oh, well, let me let y'all know. It's fucking hilarious.
I mean, I knew the regurgitation thing. I didn't know if birds could, like, physically, like, actually vomit or not. Regurgitation, but I'm not sure about, like...
Oh.
Straight
I
up.
can't fart or burp.
Oh, I can't find the dire wolf, so I'm just going to go with the regular wolf.
Okay.
Anyway. And it is not being very helpful right now, even with the explanation of the wolf. So...
Well, you can just use your skills then. That's fine.
All right. So I am going to... here we go. All right, wisdom. I get a +7 to perception. So... roll. 1d20 +7.
You gotta have the space in there, otherwise it's not gonna roll.
Oh, damn it. Okay.
Shit happens. Oh yeah,
Hey,
you
that's
don't
pretty
have
good.
any trouble. So you're sniffing around and you start to get the scent of what seems to be a rabbit to you.
Mhm.
And as you start, sniffing the trail down and stalking your prey for a while, you go kind of deeper into these woods away from your friends, and you stop and you kind of lower yourself to the ground to try and hide your form a little bit, and you see in front of you is this rabbit, and it's kind of sitting back on its butt, and it's got, you know, its little paws in front of it, and it seems to be like gnawing on something. And when it turns and looks at you, it's got weirdly anthropomorphic features.
Okay.
Like, almost imagine what Thumper in Bambi looks like. You know what I mean? Like the big eyes, like very expressive ones, that look way more human than a rabbit should.
I kind of tilt my head and kind of like start to lower down to the ground a little bit more and try sniffing at it a little bit to try and see if I can find it to be threatening or whatnot.
You definitely don't think that it's threatening. You're kind of, I would say that you're probably like 15 feet away at this point, and it doesn't know that you're there. It just kind of turns into your general direction. And it's not like spooked or anything like that, but it doesn't seem hostile to anything unless you were a carrot. If you were a carrot, you feel like you might have an issue right now. But because you're not any sort of watery vegetables, you think that it's definitely not a threat to you.
I lick my chops and I make to stealth towards it.
All right, go ahead and roll a stealth.
Yep.
Well, you beat it, and so I'm not even going to make you roll an attack. You just creep up while this thing is facing away from you, and you just clamp your jaws on the back of its neck, and it before it even can make any sort of a noise or anything like that, you've got such a tight grip on this thing that it kicks and kind of moves for maybe 30 seconds or so, and then it stops moving altogether, and you can take it back to your friends if you'd like.
Yep, I take it back to them, wagging my tail.
You just killed a Disney rabbit. I guess that's not any less morbid than a lot of the stuff Disney's done.
Yeah.
Teaberry is just like sitting in the tree, just watching this silently, and then he just goes, just like shakes his wings, like just does this full body shudder.
What?
So yeah, Tenderfoot has brought you back this weird anthropomorphic rabbit to eat, and I don't know how appetized you guys are by this, but it's definitely weird, and you don't know how to feel about it, especially considering now that the life is gone from its eyes. It just seems to be staring deep into your soul if you look at it.
I thought you'd be getting us some berries.
What the heck? What? Are you just making some assumption because of my name that I can gather berries? Is that all it is to you?
I bark and then turn back into my normal form. I can go search for berries if you want me to.
Oh, that's my job? Excuse me?
You want to fight? You want to go punk?
Oh, you're not worth my time.
I am so confused. Are we stereotyping you or not? You gotta make up your mind.
Quiet, Birdman. I don't even know who you are.
I want my character to look like one of those racist crows from the Dumbo movie.
Christ, Brian.
When I see an elephant fly.
He's got a little bowler hat and a vest and a stripy shirt. And he smokes. All right. I'm going to light up a cigar right now, in fact, and I'm going to say, we'll do it your way, but I don't even know how to go about eating this thing.
Why don't you guys all make me perception checks, please?
Oh. That's a 20, not natural.
Nine.
Avre is too kind to me tonight. That's 14 for me.
All right, so Teaberry and Tinderfoot, you guys both hear a gasp from Teaberry from your left, Tinderfoot from your right. It's the same direction, but you guys are, facing at each other. So, but and when you guys look over, and Crow, you don't hear anything, but then when the talking starts, you definitely hear this. Teaberry, you look over and you see that there's a small sort of anthropomorphic rabbit that goes, Terrence! What happened to Terrence?
No.
I lick my chops and start approaching the other one.
No, you already said that you went out of your form.
Oh,
Said you switched back.
Darn it. Yeah.
So you can lick your beak, but not your chops.
Yeah, I lick my beak.
Teaberry
And then
swoops down,
Can lick their beak.
pull out my short bow.
just lands straight in front of this rabbit with just like this huge thunk right on the ground. Hello, can I help you?
Leaps into the air a little bit and kind of almost does a flip, and then lands back down, and it's kind of staring up at you wide-eyed like, oh no.
My hooked predator beak and sharp talons right in front of its face. I help you? What's wrong? You sound distressed.
It sort of points, and its hand is shaking, or its paw is shaking as it's pointing over towards Tinderfoot, and it says, Terrence!
Who's Terrence?
My cousin!
Oh!
Look, pal, I don't know what to tell you. It's survival of the fittest out here. But hey, on the bright side, you're not going to be the meal tonight. Or are you?
I'm very sorry about your cousin. You like to have his body to bury?
Did you just say Teaberry?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was just Teaberry.
Oh, Teaberry. Oh.
You
Teaberry.
should have just. If you were hungry and needed food, you could have just asked. We have plenty to share in the vegetable garden.
I don't want to play this game anymore.
Well, hear me out. Lean down very close with his hooked, sharp falcon beak. Say, like a beak for rabbit food.
No.
And is it possible to unintentionally intimidate something?
Yes, you absolutely can.
Okay.
I'm going to roll insight for this rabbit, and
Oral intimidation. Oh no.
Ooh.
That's
I got a 13.
That's a 20.
Oh yeah, this thing stops talking to you immediately, and it bolts the opposite direction into the woods.
I chase after it.
Dude. Didn't mean to scare it. And he just does that thing where he like flops down on his butt, like the pictures of cats where they're sitting like people. He just does that. His little feet are sticking out in front of him, just like I didn't mean to scare it.
Well, there's only one thing for it. The only way for this situation to not be super morbidly sad is if we kill them all.
Yeah.
Hang on.
There'll be no one left to mourn.
Wait a minute. If you two are my friends, why are you such fucking psychopaths?
Look, this is your daydream, not ours.
No one left to mourn. What the fuck kind of bullshit is that?
A logical bullshit.
No one left to mourn. That's the most sadistic shit I've ever heard.
We could let them live and then everything is sad.
Yeah. it's better
Everyone
just kill
deserves
them
to
all.
have someone mourn them.
Well,
No, mourning is for the weak.
Because one person dies doesn't give you an excuse to massacre the whole place.
Yes, it does.
Excuse for that.
in that
We can't eat a whole colony of rabbits.
You want to
In that
bet?
case, I take another puff of my cigar and I say, if they're gonna mourn anyway, we may as well eat.
Exactly.
Fine, but you gotta let me try and take a foot to them so they have something to bury.
Oh my god.
Teaberry?
To bury it. It's like Teaberry does the like you know how an owl looks when they're trying to intimidate something, where they like hunch their shoulders.
So are you guys going to try and cook this thing, or are you just going to
Yeah.
share it by ripping off parts?
Birds. We don't need to cook shit.
That's fair.
Yeah, let's just eat it whole.
I'm assuming that Trippy Foot knows what he's doing, so I'm just gonna follow his lead.
Trippy.
Staying on brand, I see.
Grow Bran.
But she
So
very,
you
very
guys
delicate.
are munching on this rabbit for a little while, and all of you please make me a perception check.
It's a 15.
As is mine.
Perception. That is. I got a 17.
All right. And what was yours, Brian? I'm sorry.
15.
Okay, so all of you, when you're kind of munching on your own respective portions of this rabbit, you look up and you see that there is this large oak tree near the tree line of this little clearing that you're in. And you're pretty positive that it wasn't there before.
Something's fucky.
Okay, Bubbles. And one of the things that you notice that's weirdest about this oak tree is the bark on the trunk of it seems to almost make a face. But you can't tell if it's your eyes playing tricks on you or if it's actually there.
So, do any of you see what I'm seeing over there? With that tree.
Oh, yes, yes. I see it.
Ooh. The vomiting clearly didn't work because we're still high.
Or
You want me to-
like
you
I
want me to
said,
be
this
high?
could just be some
Okay.
strange daydream.
And Teaberry takes off.
Look, I've got the shit that can make you real high, real fast.
Tinderfoot a vulture wearing a trench coat? I'm just curious.
Yes, he is. He is.
I'm going to... I probably have blood all over my face. I'm going to just approach it.
What would you like to do? Just walk up to it? Do you want to touch it or anything?
I think I want to be cautious about it and see if it moves or blinks or who knows what else.
So you stare at this thing for quite some time, and it doesn't really seem to do anything, and you kind of turn just ever so slightly to go and say something to your friends, and you think you see one of the areas that kind of looks like an eye just open up just a tiny sliver, and then as soon as you turn to look at the tree, it closes again.
I'm going to flutter up and then I'm going to do the car alarm again.
Barry just lands straight in the tree, just poof, right in the middle. Just goes, what?
Apparently, something just happened with our Mr. Crow friend.
Get out of that.
What?
Get out of that tree, T.
Treaty.
T, get out of the tree.
What's a treaty?
It's very dangerous.
Why
Okay, listen, they're...
here?
What? Underneath
Well,
the Teaberry?
apparently.
Yep.
Excuse me, car alarm. Eric Cocker, car alarm. No, but keep in mind, he leans down and says his most polite voice to the tree, and then doesn't move, but just starts shrieking.
Tenderfoot picks up a rock on the ground and hucks it at Teaberry.
It hits him, and he falls out of the tree, hitting every branch on the way down.
Shut up, Barry T.
Are you okay?
I haven't been okay in several years. It's fine. How old am I? Alive for several years. Not okay. We'll just go with that.
To be at least 5.
At least 5. And he holds
Come
up
on, Teaberry. We grew up together.
5, right?
Yes, you'll have.
Tenderfoot picks up an acorn and hucks it at Teaberry.
Can I try and catch it in my beak?
Absolutely. Make me a dexterity check or sleight of hand, whichever you're better at.
It's the same, so we're just going to make it straight dex. I don't know. That's a 14.
Yeah, you clamp down on it and it just shatters in your beak and explodes into shrapnel.
Right again, motherfucker.
He picks up another acorn and hucks it at Teaberry.
Well, the only true way to know your age would be to make a slice and count the rings.
Take a slice and count the rings.
Oh, yeah, because she's a tree, too. He's a tree. Treeberry. Treeberry.
My name isn't Treaberry. What do you mean? Make a slice and count the. Oh. I don't
You
think
start
so,
to hear
sir.
like this very deep, slow laughter. Ha, ha, ha. I'm kidding. Of
Or
course.
is he?
There's kids?
You birds are the worst.
What are
we
you talking
know, but
about? We're the
hey.
best.
Mr. Tree, do you have any answers for us? How we got here and where we are?
Please call me Treathy.
Do I have to?
That's a really stupid name. Got a really
Treathy?
stupid face, Treathy.
You're a stupid face. And I don't insult you for that.
Fair.
All right, let's burn him.
Oh, no.
We're not going to burn him. He's our one chance for answers, and hopefully he knows how we could get home. So,
I narrow my eyes at him.
I'm gonna make firewood out of you.
Oh, no, he's not.
Your friend, I'm going to investigate his orifices with my branches if he tries it.
Tenderfoot, he
Have
says
you
he's gonna.
ever seen Evil Dead?
He said that he's gonna investigate your orifices with his branches if you try it. And no, Mr. Tree, Treathy, I haven't seen Evil Dead. I don't know what that is.
If I'm being completely honest here, I can incinerate you faster than you can move a branch. Treathy.
The second one is better, but still a good movie.
Wait, what? What's a movie?
I'm pretending the vulture doesn't exist. It's
I'll
not
show you who doesn't exist.
working well.
He starts punching the side of the tree.
Treathy,
Lower, please. My sciatica is acting up.
I'll start giving him the woodpecker treatment a little lower.
Perfect. If you find any grubs, please feel free to eat them.
Thank you. Very appreciative. Thank you. That's very nice of you.
we just ate.
Wait, what about me?
Go off, Tenderfoot.
You can go to hell.
I use Druidcraft to conjure up a rain cloud atop him, and it's pouring down rain.
Sorry to rain on your parade, Treathy.
I was thirsty. Who's stupid now?
Damn it.
Do you have answers for us or not? Because if you don't, we'd best be on our way.
What is the question?
Where are we, first of all?
Cloud top forest.
right. And do you know how we got here?
Walking?
Nope.
Perhaps flying.
Also no.
You are birds, after all.
Whoa, isn't
We
that a
woke
little
up-
bit racist?
Woke up in the middle of a clearing, and middle of this clearing actually, and then this jackass vulture who's wearing a coat for some reason, despite the fact that he has feathers, to just murder a rabbit. And then its cousin came over and was really sad. And I tried to make it feel better, sadder, and ran away.
And
Trying day. Teaberry is starting to like tear up at this point.
Yes. Kevin
Shut up.
Poor Teaberry.
told me Terrence had passed. This saddens me.
Ah,
I'm sorry.
well,
Such is the circle of life.
exactly. That's what I was trying to say earlier. And he was making a
Please,
big teary.
Vulture, I'm trying to forgive you, but you are not making it easy.
Well, maybe if there were some grubs in it for me, maybe I'd be more likely to deal with you.
Here, allow me. Does a 25 hit your armor class?
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Done.
So, all of a sudden, this massive oak branch just slams down on you way faster than you thought that this would even be possible. And a shitload of grubs just kind of sprinkle onto the ground. You take 4 damage in the process. It doesn't seem like he was trying to, like, really hurt you, but just more seems like he was trying to prove a point. And there's just a crap load of grubs that are kind of surrounding you as you've got, like, the little yellow birds flying around your head, and you've got the little lump that appeared, and you sort of accordion for a second and then managed to straighten your spine back out.
Thank you.
He collapses on the floor.
And Tinderfoot, the instant that gets over with, all of your hit points come back.
What? I don't feel hurt anymore. What the heck? What did you just do to me?
I gave you grubs like you wanted.
But you just hit me with the tree branch, and then I felt hurt, and now I'm not hurt anymore. What'd you do? How'd you do that? Are you Druid too?
Unless you are killed, everything here heals. And it moves the branch over, and it kind of breaks off a little bit of bark from its tree trunk. And maybe 15 seconds later, you see the bark just kind of magically replaces itself.
Oh, well, that makes one of my cantrips completely useless. Okay, then.
It sounds like you don't need me to make you useless.
I'm doing my best not to hate you right now. Really doing my best here, buddy.
Okay, first of all, So first of all, that was really sick burn, dude.
Shut up,
Please
Berry Tea.
don't mention burn.
Sorry, that
It
was a really
sets the other trees on edge.
Did somebody say burn?
And he's going to cast Druidcraft and make a little harmless sensory flame on his finger.
It kind of sputters and like it's there, but it's almost like you can barely conjure it. Like you're trying really hard to do it, and only through sheer force of will are you able to make this happen. But you have a feeling that maybe you're angering your god by not being so friendly to nature.
Fine, touche.
I put the sensory flame out.
Treason, if we were to...
That's Jackie Treason to you.
To the moon, Treason. If we were to try and leave this forest and go back home, which direction would you propose we head?
You must go where your heart truly desires.
That's what I'm trying to do. Which direction is that?
I cannot tell you that. Only you can look inside yourself.
I'm gonna
Very-
open my beak really wide and cross my eyes.
That's what I was gonna say.
Tenderfoot walks over
Here, let me do that for you.
and he's gonna try and open up his beak a little bit farther and like try and stick his head inside. And
I
look
picture
around.
you doing the Bugs Bunny thing where you're actually sticking your entire head into his
Yeah,
mouth and like
that's what I'm thinking about. Yeah,
Hello. Hello. Hey. I'm looking inside of you, my friend.
You
Anyone
actually
there?
see that there is a note lodged in Crow's throat.
I stick my wing in there and try and pull it off.
And when you pull it out, the note just reads, "To not be typecast anymore."
Oh. Well,
What is it? What do
Ah,
I truly
shit.
want?
nothing.
He tears it up.
Nothing at all. Not that big a deal.
Look and see if there's one in mine. And Teaberry will like open his beak dangerously close to this guy's face.
Yeah, he's gonna sigh and look inside.
You find another note lodged in Teaberry's throat this time.
Oh, this would have been a great time to regurgitate.
Okay. Well,
What does it say? What does it say?
He pulls it out and takes a look at it.
It just reads courage.
Aww.
oh yeah, that's not important at all.
He tears that up too. He then gets a brilliant idea and takes his wing and shoves it down his throat and tries to feel around for the note.
You definitely feel something is sort of lodged in your throat.
He tries to pull it out.
You pull it out, and it's just a rabbit's foot.
Darn it. What about me, Tree Man?
I think you might have already found your greatest desire.
What, food? I mean, yeah, I got plenty of grubs here.
And then he picks up the grubs and like kind of swallows a massive amount down, like full mouth agape.
Maybe it was tree root tentacle porn.
Wait, what? What the?
What?
Not the time. Not the time.
Haven't you guys ever seen Evil Dead?
What are you talking about? What is Evil Dead? I don't get it.
Never mind.
Anyway, one of you two take a look in my mouth. Try and find it. Ah.
Teaberry just balls up his fist and just shoves it down his throat.
You find a note in there, and when you pull it out, can Teaberry read?
Ish.
Here, let me see it.
Let me see mine. Why should I let you see yours?
So Teaberry,
Fine,
why don't
yours-
you roll me an intelligence check?
Oh no. More?
Okay, so Teaberry, you are 100% positive that the only thing that Tenderfoot needs is boots.
Here, let me see that.
Boots. Nope. Teaberry swallows it.
He immediately jumps and shoves his arm into Teaberry and tries to grab it out of Teaberry's throat.
Make me a sleight of hand check.
Sleight of hand.
That's
He's twisting my
stealth,
throat.
right?
No,
That's
sleight of
stuff.
hand is an actual skill.
Oh, is it? Okay, let's see what I have in that.
Does this mean her true desire is boots now?
Oh, that's really good.
Aubrey, if I'm not making you go, what the fuck? I'm not doing my job right.
Friday nights is just me sitting at my computer in like semi-darkness and just total confusion.
How's the 17?
And Teaberry, you can roll me an attack to close your beak. And so if you roll higher than that 17, he can't get in there.
Okay, do I get a bonus or is it just a straight D20?
Yeah, it'll be your it'll be either strength or dexterity and your proficiency, whichever one you prefer.
Oh, God.
Okay, so that's +6. Oh, 25.
Damn it.
So Tenderfoot, you go to immediately try and dive after that. You're like Frodo going after the One Ring after Gollum bites his finger off. And except for, imagine if there was a giant beak that kept you from falling into Mount Doom. And so your hand just connects with this beak. And I think it smarts a little bit, but it doesn't do any damage to you. Even if it did, it would heal immediately afterwards anyway. But yeah, you cannot manage to get your note. And so as far as you know, you need boots.
Well, joke's on you. You're never going to know what you need. I could have told you if you didn't decide to swallow it, but hey, that's on you.
Pets.
It's clear he needs courage. And by standing up to you, Boots, he's gained that.
Tenderfoot kind of kicks the dirt. He's like,
Yep. All right. Well, I'm just gonna go somewhere else.
Does Teaberry get like a little like the Wizard of Oz button or something, like the courage? What is it? Finally have a
Yep.
yeah, courage.
Does Teaberry start? And I'll rough and I'll tough and I'll... Oh, fuck.
Teaberry now owns the red badge of courage.
And I think that at that point, Teaberry, you gasp and you kind of blink your eyes and you look up and you see the druid that's covered in mushrooms and stuff is staring at you, and you look around and you're back on the ship and you don't see any of your friends around you, but you see that your rifle is sort of laying next to you and all of this stuff that was happening that you could last remember before you were in this forest, except for you look down on your chest and the red badge of courage is there.
along with the grub that Tenderfoot left behind.
Can we just get a round of applause for Tim? For Tim right there. Just
that was the oddest thing that I've ever done.
That was fucking quality, dude. Oh, he has courage now. Character development.
Right.
Yeah.